Early in the morning, the taxi drivers blockaded roads in Pretoria North, frustrating motorists. Metro Rail train services operating from Mabopane to Soshanguve around Pretoria had been temporarily suspended due to violent taxi operators. The protesters had blocked the railway lines with foreign objects under the Route 1st Bridge, and trains were turning at the Kopanong station. In Penaspoort, trains were turning at Mamelodi Garden station due to the taxi drivers burning objects at the Penaspoort level crossing. All right, for more on that story, our reporter Sipho Stuurman is in Pretoria. A very good afternoon to you, Sipho. What is the latest with the march? And we hear the taxi drivers that they want their traffic fines scrapped. Really, Sipho, on what basis?
Well, afternoon to you and our viewers at home. Indeed, that is the demand here by the taxi drivers, that they want all their traffic fines scrapped. We understand that the city offered them 50%, but they're saying that that's an offer they cannot refuse. As well, some of them owe up to 100,000 or some to up to 200,000, saying that they earn far too little to be able to pay, say, 50% of 100,000 fine that they have collected over the years. Now, I must tell you, I'm inside Tshwane house right now, hence my background is a little bit quiet. Since earlier on we're a little bit different. It was an intense situation, but the crowd has just dispersed. That is, the crowd of taxi drivers has just dispersed after being addressed by the Tshwane MMC for roads and transport. And I do have her with me here, Shilalene, just going to talk to me about just what is the message that you sent to the taxi drivers as you just spoke to them just shortly.
The message that we gave them is that we are simply acknowledging the receipt of the memorandum, and this is something that we're doing in good faith, and that they need to give us 14 days in order to respond to the memorandum, as what they want us to do is not a municipal mandate. We have to approach province, and if province needs to, they will have to approach national to see if this can be done.
Well, they are insisting on scrapping it altogether, 0%. You've offered 50%. Now, you mentioned to me there is a concern with scrapping the fines altogether. Talk to me about that.
Firstly, we did not offer them 50%. What happened is that they approached the municipality to ask us to take their concern to province, which we did. Province then said they would be willing to consider a 50% concession, which we then took to the taxi drivers. The drivers did not accept it, the associations did, as well as the operators, and then that's why the drivers protested, because they don't want to pay a cent at all. Now, the problem we have is that if we allow this to happen, what sort of a precedent is that setting? All other drivers on the road will expect the same treatment, and in addition to that, it seems to say that you can break the rules of the road and still get away with it without being held accountable to anyone.
All right, but then the drivers, taxi drivers here were insisting that they are going to come back and that they are not going to back down from their demand. So what will be the way forward? They've already rejected this 50% that you say you got from province. What's the way forward?
We will have to continue to engage them, and this is what we always say, especially in this municipality. We are going to have to find a new conversation and a new way of meeting our concerns that the communities have. We are not going to be strong-armed into approving of breaking of the rules of the road. We have already death tolls that are too high on our road. If we start ensuring that everybody is allowed to do what they want on the road and never have to pay any fine, never be held accountable, what sort of precedents will that set? So we will have to find a new way to engage with the taxi drivers, especially considering that today a large number of the operators as well as the owners did withdraw their cars because they're not in support of the action that happened today. And if this all fails, we will have to step back as a municipality and then simply allow the law to take its course.
And just very lastly for me, is the mayor well informed of the situation? There were calls there that the mayor should come here next to you and address the taxi drivers, and often with protests is that they often say we don't see the mayor. So is the mayor well informed on this issue? Is the mayor, Solim Semang, on top of this issue, along with you, of course?
The mayor is definitely on top of this issue. We are here as his mayoral team to fulfill the mandate that he gives to us and that we have been given to fulfill. So he's always consciously aware of everything and assists us every step of the way.
All right. Well, thank you. That is the MMC for roads and transport, Shilalene, speaking to us, just telling us that their response to the protest action here by the taxi drivers, saying that, well, They do not have the powers as the municipality to scrap tickets altogether. However, they did manage to approach, that is, national road authorities and transport authorities, including provincial, to at least negotiate a 50%, which, as she stated, that the taxi drivers have rejected. But also a major point coming from her is that they don't want to set a precedent where you can break the road of the rules and expect that your fines will be scrapped altogether. But also the taxi drivers are saying that they are not backing down. So it's a bit of a stalemate right now. However, the promise from the city of Tshwane is that in 14 days they will respond back to this list of demands, and I guess we'll have to wait and see how that goes. It's now back to you, Alicia.
So much, Sipho Stuurman, live to us from Pretoria.